My name is Jamie Gamble. I am the Vice President of Operations for RIPE, and Cassie works with me directly. She is our lodging supply manager and will be your key area or key person of contact for us at RIPE and getting your connectivity all set up. I'm not sure if I'm not the presenter, if I can also be present as well so you can see me. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I'm going to keep chatting and narrating here for you, but wanted to just go through the next slide, Cassie, if you will, and give you a little bit of history about RIPE and how we came into existence. So in 2015, we created a booking engine for Sundance Film Festival based on a specific need that they really needed to customize their locations and content. During that film festival, Park City transforms itself into a town of many theaters, and what normally might be a church or a rec center is suddenly turned into a theater. And it's just for this one event for this 2-week period. Those traveling to this event want to make sure that that these newly formed landmarks are called out, and the travelers need to know where these theaters are so they can book their travel accordingly. And so this created a need for really highly customized booking experience. The technology driving this customization became the catalyst for something much, much more. We recognized that the larger online travel retailers had a very difficult time curating a local feel for all of the destinations that they served across the world. Oftentimes, they would present hotels and a destination like New York City just the same as they might a West Coast Florida destination like yourself. Or even a seasonal destination like Lake Tahoe, for instance. Our founder, who was formerly a director of revenue management for a large property management company, wanted to ensure that he also created a company that was by hoteliers for hoteliers, giving the traveler the quality end-to-end experience with a flexible and customizable local voice and a platform that's really easy to use for everyone. So it's with that in mind that I wanted to go ahead and show you what we are offering to VisitSPC today. Next slide for me. Thanks. So the RIPE system takes all of your rates and availability from sources that you're already working with today to get started. So as Eddie mentioned before, we've already built your listings out for you based on information that was found out through the GDS, as well as some other content sources like Expedia, for instance. We'll then we'll work with each of you individually to find out what the best connectivity option is for you. Our goal with this is to make this the most cost-effective and easiest option. So if connecting through the GDS is a very expensive option for you, we can switch you to either Expedia or some of our direct connections offers that we'll show you here in just a minute. Again, we want to make sure that your cost of distribution is not just low with the 0% commission that VisitSPC has secured for you, but also that this makes sense from your tech stack perspective as well. Rates and inventory, just to kind of start to go through this cycle with you, rates and inventory are also distributed through the VisitSPC website. As was mentioned before, it's also connected to the marketing efforts as well that they have implemented. It's also a booking engine that could be added to widgets that might be attached to other events or groups that are coming into town as well. So there's future opportunities for this booking engine to be displayed elsewhere. These travelers that are working and coming to your websites that are very highly engaged and they convert really strongly, in many cases 2 to 5 times higher than what you might find with other online channels. Finally, reservations are delivered to your PMS according to the pathway that we've determined that's best for you, or that we've determined together is best for you. If you have chosen to work with our simple and elegant CRS, otherwise known as an extranet, bookings will be delivered to you via email. Also, we have tools on the CRS for you to pull rooming lists and other things of that sort. Best of all, you remain the merchant of record for all bookings. So you control the booking and the guest data from the time that the booking is delivered. There's no middleman for changes, deposits, or communication with the guest. You get all of that guest information and their payment information at the time of booking. Next slide. The next question that I always get is, who are we connected to? These are connectivity options that we have available to you today. So as I mentioned before, I'm going to work right to left here for you, but we work with Sabre GDS. That's the primary inventory and availability connectivity source that we went to. If you're not working through the GDS in general, we then went to pull your inventory and information from Expedia. Moving forward, obviously, we want you to have the opportunity for the least expensive and most direct connection for you. So we're working with channel managers like SiteMinder, TravelClick, and Entopia. If you don't work with any of these, we can also chat with you a little bit about who you do work with and see what opportunities there are, or if there's a roundabout way that we might be able to connect to you. So we are constantly looking at who the most readily available connectivity opportunities are for each destination that we work with. And we have a very full roadmap to get those connected as quickly as possible. For property management systems on the vacation rental side, we work with Streamline, Escapia, and Track. So those are great for the vacation rental industry side of things for property managers. With that in mind, I would like to pass it along to Cassie to go into the next steps and show you a little bit about our front end system.
Perfect. All right. Thanks, Jamie. It's really great to meet all of you, and I look forward to working more closely with each of you guys one-on-one. But I'm going to kind of take you guys through the front end process, what a traveler sees. And then I'm going to switch over to the back end extranet, where you can view your dashboard and make any adjustments to your listing. As Jamie mentioned before, we try to highlight the local destination as much as possible and really customize that to you and St. Pete as well. So I'm going to go ahead and actually switch my screen share. And Tara, can you let me know if we're seeing the search results page? Yeah.
Yep, it looks
Okay.
great.
Perfect. All right. So first thing that's going to happen is a traveler is going to be taken to this search results page. This is where they will be able to view all accommodations. They've got a couple of filtering options here to really find and narrow down the best property that they want to stay at. And in the vein of keeping things localized, we have an interactive map here where travelers can see what's nearby, and this will assist them in choosing an accommodation. So next, when a traveler picks a property to look at, this is what they'll see. So this is your listing. First thing is the photo carousel right up top. As we scroll down, we once again have that interactive map here so they can see what's nearby. Here we have the descriptions. So we've got two columns. One is the why we like it column. This is going to be a little bit more fluffy. Just really, why do we like this property? What's fun? What's interesting about this property? The next section, what you need to know, is going to be more info based. Is it pet friendly? Is there a pet fee, parking fee, anything of that sort? That's really information the traveler needs to know before they book. Next, we have hotel highlights. So these are those filters we saw on the front end. When these are highlighted, that indicates that your property does feature that specific amenity. And then at the very bottom of our descriptions, we've got an overview of the location. Again, keeping it really localized and location specific to help the traveler get to know the area and what St. Pete-Clearwater has to offer. Scrolling down further, this is where we have the view of the rooms and rates. So each room type can be extended to see extra details about the room. And then a traveler can just select the room type they want to book. They input all of their information, agree to terms, and they can view cancellation policies through here as well. As we scroll down further, we've got property amenities, kind of a basic bullet point list where travelers can refer to and understand exactly what they're getting. At the very bottom, we've got reviews from TripAdvisor. So this is what guests are going to see on the front end. And now I'm going to jump onto the back end extranet. But I did want to pause here really quick in case there are any questions specifically about the front end traveler experience.
Cassie, if someone wanted something changed from this listing, would they contact your team?
Yes, yeah. So they have two options for getting in touch with us. They can contact our general support email, which is support@bookripe.com, or they're welcome to reach out to me directly. That's kharris@bookripe.com. But next steps after this webinar is to send out sort of an introduction packet to each of your suppliers. This packet will include a direct link to their listing so they can review it themselves and get back to me in that same thread if they have any questions or want any changes made. And then I would just create user access for them. And this is how they would access the backend.
And can you explain the star ratings a little bit? Those are
Sure.
generated from Google, is that correct?
Yes, yeah. Right now we take the star ratings from Google ratings. And then these green dots are the TripAdvisor ratings. So the yellow stars are going to be the Google ratings. And then we have a brief explanation, just kind of a general overview of why those are selected. All right, any more questions before I move on?
If you guys do have additional questions, you can always enter them in the chat and we can address them after the finish.
Of course, for sure. All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into the backend then. Like I said, once I give you guys user access, you'll have access to this dashboard. So everything you see here is what you have access to. So the main part of your dashboard that you'll want to touch is this content tab here. And within this tab, we have a drop-down menu. And we've got multiple options here. So you guys are welcome to edit your descriptions, local highlights. We have a photo manager. This is where you can adjust the sort order of your photos, add or delete photos, anything of that sort. And then we can add policies. Typically, policies are pulled in through a connection, but we can always override them or change them if needed. And then we have a couple options to change those local highlights I was talking about earlier. So this is the back end of where you can edit your listing, but I wanted to show you how reservations flow through as well. So on your dashboard, you'll have a reservations tab, just like this. It's gonna say reservations and it's on the left-hand side. This is where you'll have a full list that you can download for rooming list and store all of that data if needed. So within our list of reservations, we can click into a specific reservation. This R number is Ripe's unique reservation ID. And then we can see all of the guest details. how this was booked through the Sabre GDS. The dates and rates, the policies are at the bottom. And the final details are the billing details. So if we're directly connected, you don't necessarily need to worry about this because transaction details will be sent to you to process as you're the merchant of record. However, we do have an option for you to utilize our extranet as a free resource to you. This would be your solution for tracking and managing reservations and inventory. And this is where the billing details come in handy because you will be able to view the credit card information. Obviously, with us being strictly PCI compliant, there are going to be like two-factor authentication. There are limits to how often you can view the credit card information. For example, on the first view, you can see the credit card security number. But if you click out of that and click back in, you lose that security code. But you'll be able to view the credit card number for up to 7 days after a guest checks out if needed. We also send out a property confirmation email and a guest confirmation email immediately upon booking, so that you guys have that live data and you're notified immediately. And then we have the ability to add notes. If our reservations team needs to communicate anything to your reservations team in regards to a specific guest, this is where a property would find them. The last thing I want to touch on really quick is groups and promotions. Before I jump into that, do we have any questions? No? All right. I'll go ahead and move on then. So in a future state, we love to offer promotions, group events, things like that. And I just wanted to quickly give you a heads up that we are able to promote special rates in various ways. So one of those ways being through the Sabre GDS using a negotiated rate code. So we can always set that up if you want to send a rate that's exclusive to St. Pete-Clearwater. Alternatively, we have a promotional tool within our extranet where once again, you can manage group blocks and reservations as they come in. Through this method, if you're utilizing our extranet for group block or promotions, you would just take the guest details from our system, transfer them into your system, and process the reservation through there. So it's a really simple process. But if we utilize the GDS or a direct connection, those reservations will be sent right over to your system. So that's about all that I have. I did want to open it up to any questions, and Jamie and Tara, if there's anything I missed, feel free to add on.
Looks good to me.
Okay. So while we wait for any questions, I'll just kind of wrap things up. Let's see here. So this is Jamie and Cassie's email on the screen here. Again, I'd just like to reiterate partners.visitstpclearwater.com. We've created an FAQ page that kind of overviews RIPE, and we will cut out the portion explaining RIPE in detail and put it on that landing page that should be up there by tomorrow. And again, for a co-op, that is also at partners.visitstpclearwater.com. It's right on the homepage. If you scroll down, you can click on the 2025 offerings and submit your request. Again, no later than 5 p.m. on December 6th. And that is all we have for this webinar. If there are any questions, we can hang out here minute or two longer. I see Kathy's hand up, so I think I can allow you to talk, Kathy. Here, let me see if, oops.
Okay, I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
I think so.
Wonderful, thank you. And these questions may be obvious to others, but where is this actually accessed by the consumer? Is this a link off the VSPC website, or what's the promotion thereof to get consumers to book through this channel?
Yeah, so this will be on VisitSPC.com. We hope to have a soft launch of this um, before Thanksgiving, which is next week. What it will be on our homepage as well on our places to stay page, as well as a link on our main navigation under Plan Your Trip. That will probably be tweaked to plan and book, and there will be a direct link on our menu as well as a widget on our homepage and a widget on the places to stay page. That's where it will be immediately. And, as we sort of build into this, we'll be looking to put it many more places across our website, as well as promote it on social media and elsewhere within our marketing.
And then, thank you for that. And then on the listing, will there be a link to the websites, or is it just for the platform itself to book?
I'm not quite sure.
So on my listing for Tradewinds Resort, will there be a link if they wanted to go to our website?
I believe so. On the Ripe listing, I believe that there's a link to visit the website of each product. Although Ripe team, maybe you could help clarify that. We also, still have our Visit St. Pete-Clearwater Tradewinds
Correct,
listing,
yeah.
and that will continue to go to the website. We can include
Okay.
both, from to the booking site as well as direct to the website.
Okay. And then how are the listings ordered? Like if somebody puts in St. Pete Beach or Clearwater, or how does that work? How do the listings get selected for the order within which they appear for that inquiry? Are they random?
Sure, I'll jump in here. It is really up to Visit St. Pete-Clearwater how they want to have that listed. We have several different options for them, whether that be random or selected or a rotating balance based on a couple of different factors. So that's something that we'll work with them on the site for. And then also just to clarify, through the booking engine itself, all of the booking is going to happen within the booking engine itself. It's not going to link you off of the site.
Right, okay.
Your own direct site. Mm-hmm.
And then can you tell me, and how did you mention confirmation, and there would be 2 confirmations?
No, the confirmation will come to you directly through your connectivity partner. So if you're connected to us through the GDS, however you normally get your GDS bookings, how that comes into your system, depending on your PMS and all of your different options that you have on site.
Yep.
And then if you were to be working with us through the CRS, the extranet for groups or something separate, which we haven't really got into, there is the opportunity to participate with them within the CRS that you would receive separate reservations, but that's only if there's a specific group block that we're working with.
Okay, thank you for that. And then you're going to send this deck, correct? And then we are going to do like one-on-one to make sure everything is, copacetic for the properties, et cetera.
Yep, that'll be Cassie working with you directly to make sure the connectivity is working for you as you wish.
All right, wonderful. Thank you.
And Kathy, let me just jump in with just 2 quick comments. One of the things that Eddie didn't mention was one of the benefits we see of this is as we have our various events, we'll be able to have a booking engine widget on some of the third-party event sites. So it'll be another way to drive people to book a hotel, you know, when they are looking at a particular event. And then as far as the criteria, because it's also a tool where the user gets to put into the widget what they're looking for, the search results may be determined by what it is that they put into that.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
Okay, any other questions we have before we hop off? If not, you know, I think you have everyone's contact information at this point and the places to go following this webinar. Thank you guys so much for attending.
Eddie,
Oh.
Eddie, there is one more question in the Q&A.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Liz.
Hello, I'm with iTrip St. Petersburg Beaches, and we work with our channel partners who are integrated. And so I'm wondering if Ripe has the ability to integrate with our software.
So it depends on who your PMS would be and how you're currently integrating into Airbnb and VRBO. But yes, we can work with you one-on-one on what that looks like and take a look at all of the different solutions. So anywhere from whether that be an iCal link, or if we're going to work with you directly through your PMS system, whether it's Track, Streamline, Escapia, or something different, we can take a look at all of those individual options for you.
Okay, thank you.